All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Day number 2 here at the Gfinity COD Spring Masters. Maven joined by Ton. We're getting ready to kick it in with Infused versus Hypergames.
Yes.
How you feeling, Ton?
I'm good, man. It's first game of the day. Obviously, I wasn't here yesterday. Had other commitments, unfortunately. I just watched you guys slog it out.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going on approximately 6 to 8 hours of sleep over the past 3 days. I'm trying to adjust to the jet lag. I flew all the way from LA, nice 11-hour flight. That was marvelous. But we're getting ready to kick off day number 2. Now, for those of you at home that may not be familiar with how the pools are working, it's a little bit different than the past. Not like your round-robin pool format. This is basically win 2, you're out. It's kind of like a double elimination bracket for each pool. So both of these teams did drop their games yesterday. I believe it was Denial and TCM. So loser of this is out. They're done. They're not making it out of the pool. So this is a big one for these squads.
Yeah, you know, I mean, these two guys within their pool, they're looking at it probably from a point of view is that we're going to try and go as well as we can, but realistically, you can't see either of these guys making it out.
But you'll take a look, you see on the screen right now, you have the rundown of how it's going to be breaking down right now. Obviously, we have 16 of the top teams throughout the globe. One of the best part about these international events is you get the top 10 we have from Europe, the States, Australia as well. And, yeah, it's going to be 4 groups. You see that dual group format. And, again, that's kind of that double elimination pool play that you're going to have playing out here into the single elimination. You see the 25K prize pool breakdown there. Champion's going to take home that big 1,500K. Coming into this, it's hard to debate. I mean, Optic, Denial, they're going to be the 2 favorites for this event.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who else would you put up there? I'm thinking Prof probably going to be in and around that. I mean, you have to maybe potentially...
They're my dark horse, I think, Prof.
Yeah,
certainly up there. I like this new look Epsilon squad. Obviously, you kind of have the half the American team, half the European team. It was really fun to watch yesterday. But we're going to do a breakdown of the groups here as we get ready to hop in to the series. But take me through Group A.
Group A, Optic, Strictly Business, Epsilon, and Gamers 2. Now, it's a tough group. I mean, you would expect Optic and Epsilon to go through. Strictly Business maybe punch in there, but obviously with yesterday's results, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was a 3-1 yesterday for Epsilon. They took out Strictly Business. Optic Gaming able to pull the 3-0. In Group B, it was Denial and TCM taking their games. For C, Envy and Vitality. Vitality actually, I guess you could say it was an upset. I mean, I expected it to be a good game, but they did take out Optic Nation. And then in Group D, an upset there is Aware took out Team Caliver. Prophecy taking care of Mind Freak in a 3-0. So lots of action today. As we're going to actually have, basically, we're going to limit down to our top 8 going into tomorrow. So a lot of key games going to be going out through the afternoon and tonight.
Yeah, well, first of all, we do actually have this game, Infused taking on Mind Freak. No, sorry, Infused taking on...
Apparently we're playing a 8v8 or a 9v9. I think we're going to have a reset here, as this is not Battlefield.
No,
we're actually hopping into Call of Duty
playing
action.
with bots. That would bring something new, if anything, do you think?
An 8v8 or with the bots in there, or did a second team join? Oh, I guess it is bots. I thought somebody hopped in from one of the other studios here. But, yeah, going to need a quick reset. With the addition of the bots, I'd be like a bit of Titanfall. You have the bots running across as you add up the funds there. But sorry for the quick delay. It is going to be, just to run you guys through what our best of 5 matches are going to be for this one. It's going to be Detroit, Hardpoint, Terrace S&D, Biolab Uplink, Ascend CTF, and Riot S&D for the Game 5 if needed. Again, yesterday pretty much we had 3-0s everywhere except I casted the Aware game that went to the 5th game. But other than that, I mean, pretty much sweep City yesterday. We'll see if that changes today.
I mean, predictions for this one, I think it's either going to be a 3-0.
Hey, this is for you. You're the European knowledge master. You're a lot more familiar with these guys, but I think for me, I'm taking Hypergames. I'm going to start off with
I'm going to go the other way then. I'm going to go with Infused.
Okay, all right.
I think it'll be a close game, but I think Infused are going to edge it 3-1.
All right, so we are getting ready to kick things off here with Risk. And again, it's going to be Detroit Hardpoint off the rip. We'll see what they can get done here early on.
Well, expecting this first battle, just really one of those Hardpoints, very, very scrappy between both two teams, and trying to get some control of Garage, and it is actually going to be Infused in there first, but it is going to be Hypergames inside the Hardpoint on board with Azox now doing good work in there, has managed to get a couple of kills. First 3 points on the board is going to go to Hypergames.
Yeah, they got a nice spawn out there too, so the big 2-piece, force out the spawn, now just racking up the points. And anything, this is pretty much, I don't want to say like a scrap hill, but obviously you see a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Control gets pretty much split, but early on here, they've already got 25 pretty much soaked up, they have soaked up all the time right now. This is a nice early lead right now for Hypergames.
That's very well done, because what they've done, they've gotten inside the Hardpoint, and they've expanded out of it to just cover the different areas that you need to. Don't just necessarily just throw bodies in there, and they don't need to do that. And at the moment, only one member of Infused has a kill, and that's going to be quicker
Yeah,
than
I
you.
was staying with
wow.
Azox in the hill because he was the one I thought would see the action, but they weren't even able to get close. We this may explain it, though, as I think we have one or two idle players right now. Might be having some kind of technical difficulties. We'll try and see what's going on here. Yeah. That makes sense. Let's say usually you don't get all the time in the first hill. At least typically speaking.
I know. I mean, realistically, even in public games, you wouldn't expect
no,
that sort of thing
not
to
even
happen.
in public
I mean,
games.
You know, especially in competitive. But yeah, we are gonna.
I wasn't really looking at the minimap. I was just focusing on. I was like, he's gonna get some action here eventually inside of the hill, I would think.
But yeah, on these guys have just had an issue with the spawns apparently. But yeah, there we go. We have once again ended the game. So we will be going back into that one. You know what? If you're a Hypergames fan, sorry, you're going to be a bit disappointed because it did actually look like they had a relatively decent start, irrelevant of what had actually happened.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier when you're playing 4 versus 3, though. So we had an 8 versus 8. We had a 4 versus 3. This one, I have faith. Third time's a charm. We're going to kick it off. I'm still taking Hypergames.
He's still taking
Yeah, I like that solid start, even if it was a 4v3.
It was a good start, but
yeah, big Riskin fan as well.
Oh yeah, he kicked it off
honestly,
well,
I follow him on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah,
that much.
That's pretty serious for me. You know I'm a fan when I follow you on Twitter.
Oh, does that mean you're a fan of me?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah.
But we are getting ready to load up in here. Again, if you are just tuning in, this is a deciding match. I mean, one of these teams will be done. Both of these were the losers from yesterday in the group, so they've got to pull out a win here. I'm going to kick things off with Riskin again, as they did get off to a pretty hot start there off the rip.
Right, well, let's see if they can do that once again. Riskin going to go off the bat straight with the ASM1, and let's see if Infused can actually bring every single one of their teammates into this game this time, but on board with Riskin.
Look at the mini-map. They're all moving. That's what we wanted to see. We're ready to go.
We're in business. On board with Riskin here. We'll go straight again. Once again, through into the garage, and the gunfight going to come in. Riskin picks up one, does go down to Melon, though, and that first initial control, and Azox is the one in there again. Picks up a 2-piece straight off the bat.
It looks just like last time. Even in the 4v3, he gets the 2-piece in the hill, able to set stuff up. Teammates spreading out now, but actually you'll see pressure beginning to come. Able to pull on that player, gets the assist. They've got control here. And just like last time, though, they're out to this early lead. It's about to be 20-0. No points on the board yet for the members of Infused.
Well, they have actually managed to get a few kills down there. Melon picking up a 2-piece, so they are going to get inside that Hardpoint. And they are going to rack up just a few points, but with these teams really going at it straight off the bat there. Veziok and Tony J is coming in there with some kills. As is Riskin, Hypergames are looking to clean house. They will get a few more kills on the board and a few more points as we're looking to rotate around to the next one. First one going to be there is actually going to be Infused.
All right, we'll see how much they're actually able to suck up here. As here does come the rotation. You'll see a pretty good setup here. Early on, out of Infused, you have JT in the hill, able to pick up one there. We'll see if he can get another nice 2-piece. His teammate Melon picks up one as well. So they've got complete control here of this second hardpoint. And just like that, they've pretty much come back point-wise in the first couple of seconds.
Yeah, he's left the hardpoint, though. There's actually nobody inside that. Yes, they do have the control. This may be a bit of a risky situation. Push out there. Realistically, if he didn't stay inside that hardpoint, that's a few more points on the board. And they all go down. But there you go. Hypergames not quite able to get control. Oh, no, sorry, they do get control, and there you go, inside the hop, and quickly you try and do something about this now. Does pick up one, good look for the second as well. Not going to happen, does go down. Hypergames holding as well.
And Veziok able to get one, but he's going to drop pretty much immediately. I'll go to Melon, who is going to be your man in the hill. He had 2 pushing there from the right side. One probably going to come up the middle. Teammate covers on the first. He saw a member to the left, saw a member to the right, and really his team just doing an incredible job covering him as he does pick up one. There was a team kill on that side, but they still managed to get 3 down as the next rotation is coming. We're going to stick with Azox as he was the one to rotate over to Garage first.
Yeah, he seems to do very, very well inside the hills, though. We've seen Azox straight off the back of that first hill. Did fantastically well. Let's see if he can do the same here. Currently just trying to do some defensive work. A couple of Infused members do come pitching in. That is going to be Melon taking down Azox. Riskin has some work to do. Not going to happen. He is going to go down. And that's going to be the Hardpoint in control of Infused on board with Melon. No shot's going to go down. Going to pick up a third as well. So good work by him. 13-7 coming out of Melon. Really keeping his team in this one as they do actually go into the lead.
Yeah, he's got that 3 streak going too, so we'll stick with him now as he's going to be kind of watching this back ramp. You can see on the minimap, though, all the pressure pretty much coming from up top and mid-street. Gets another one, the streak continuing. He's at the 2-1 ratio, sees the contest coming, able to pick that up as well. Great positioning there. Good job using the pillar and the ramp. One comes through a window, and he is just absolutely melting right now. He's on fire, and it's led to a 20-point advantage here as we're getting ready to go into our 4th hill.
That was all Melon there, just sitting inside the hill. His teammates were doing good work, but at the same time, he's made so many important gunfights. gunfights, and he makes another one as well. There's the 7th in a row.
Okay, saved him 3 seconds there. That was pretty much scrap time. But we're going to stick with him as he is just rolling right now. He's going to get caught pretty much immediately. Azox, we've talked about. We saw him be the first man in so many times. Yet another hill. I think it's been the last 3 that he has been the first to rotate. Trying to pick up one here in that mid alley. He's going to get pushed from window. Can he win this? Nope, it's Melon. He's going to pick up yet another kill at 19-8.
Melon coming off the back again of that 7 streak. He's going to get a few more. Does go down 19-9 from him in the moment. But a lot of kills going down from both teams. And it is actually going to be in the hands of Hypergames at the moment. The team now nearly coming in there from Tony Jace. But Melon, once again, does not miss those shots away. JT coming there, work as well. 4 men do go down. Hypergames have got a bit of a task here because it seems as if Infused are heating up just that little bit.
All right, and they're within 10, though. Next rotation is going to be coming up in just a matter of seconds. They have 2 in the hill right now. We'll see if they can lock this down for the final 10. We would have yet another lead change if they can, and with that kill from Azox, they should be able to lock it down. He's not going to be the first man in this time. As you see the big rotation coming into school, I'll switch it over to JT as he's going to have a big engagement here in by the bomb site. He actually turns on that player, just hops over wall, will fall to the next man in, but let's see if they can get set up and soak some time as they do currently, or they are currently trailing by 15.
Well, JT last man alive momentarily from his team. He does go down as well. So there you go. Hypergames extending that lead. And they've just done well in the past 30 seconds or so to just get back into that advantage that they did have. 5.5 minutes remaining on the timer. Tony just going to set up here with the belt. Doing good work. Does go down.
Yeah, he jumped out to 18-12, though. Getting a lot of big kills in this one. That's been a big part of why they had the lead. Azox, he's been that man. We've seen him in the Hardpoint time and time again. But I want to go back to Tony. He's the one kind of controlling the pace here out front with this bow. See, there's going to be a couple players in the hill. Tries to push in, sees 2 across. He's going to lose that gunfight. But yet again, it's Azox. He's the one up in their face, up in the hard point, getting all the action. And he is able to bring them out to a 40-point advantage here as the rotation is going to come back. This will be the second side of hills. Risking going to be first one in. Yeah,
that's a really good advantage going in the halfway point. Even if you have anything around 30, I would say, you know, definitely something you can try and hold on to. But on board with Azox now, trying to just patrol around the hill. He's just trying to set up for something a little bit better. His teammates do not have any control whatsoever. All the kills are going to go down in the favor of Infused. Is he going to be able to pick this one up? Not quite. JT jumping over, getting the kill as well. All the kills coming in from Infused at the minute. Melon not doing quite as well as he was, but still 27-16 at the moment.
Yeah, he's still leading the way by a pretty significant margin. Has almost 10 kills compared to pretty much everyone on the opposite side here as they're starting to try and come back again a bit. I'm going to go back to Melon. He's 27-17, but he's going to lose that gunfight pretty much immediately mid-street. Beziak will be the man in the hill for Hypergames. Let's see if they can get something rolling. Nice headshot there. His teammates pick up 2 as well. So they've got control here. This next rotation will be huge if they're going to come back because they've started to fall behind quite a bit here in that, referring to the side of Infused.
Yeah, it just seems as if, you know, Hypergames, once they get in there, they control a little bit better. Once Infused are in there, minus when they were in Garage. And
well, that's when Melon was really just going off.
Was doing work. That was the only real time we've seen them really hold anything down. And now it's a 60-point difference.
Well, look at where those gunfights were going down. Yeah, all the way up at back school. Nowhere near the hard point whatsoever. Not typically where you want to have those gunfights. You want to try and apply team pressure here as Azox has just been soaking up so much time. And what a 40-point lead coming in this one is expand to 60 already. They're going to be able to get a little bit of time here. It's going to be quicker. It's in the hill right now. Let's see if they can lock it down for the final 25.
Yeah, they really need to get in that pretty quickly now. Only 3 minutes remaining, and Riskin's going to try and do work. Picks up the second, gets a hold of the hill. Going to get the third as well. Well played by Riskin. Breaking that open all on his own. But it is going to be Infused trying to come back here for the final 12 seconds or so. But Riskin is on fire inside the hard point in the minute. He is eventually going to go down. But he's really prevented Infused from getting a few points on the board there.
Yeah, that might be the game right there. I mean, I know there's still plenty of time left for them to come back, but I thought that was a good opportunity there for Infused to pick up the final 30 seconds or so. But Riskin wanted no part in there. Almost takes out the entire team in a matter of 5 seconds. He will get 3. I'm going to go back up to the garage here is where all the actions will be going. This is where we saw, I believe it was Melon on that back ramp that really started to go off. I'm going to switch to him and see, well, he was on the ramp, but immediately drops, unfortunately. And JT is going to try and pick it up.
Yeah, JT not able to do it quicker. He's going to be there to clean things up. He needs to make the second as well, but the kill is going to come in. He is just about going to make that. So inside a garage, he is going to hold that down. His teammates are coming, but as are Hypergames, and they're going to try and extend that lead. But currently, Infused just picking away at that little bit. It's only around 30 to 40 points at the moment. Exactly.
That's been the only hill.
Yeah.
That garage hill's been the only one where they can get any substantial time, it seems. As far as, they'll get those 30, 40 points in a row. The rest has been just they've been trying to grind and get what scrap time they can. Lead, though, going to be back up to 50 points right now for the side of Hypergames. Going to go back on with Azox. He's going to get the final couple seconds there as he rotates across mid-map.
Well, this is one of those Hardpoints where you can get a lot of points on them. If you can get set up in here, make it nice and easy for yourself. But Azox going off here. 3-piece going to come in from him. Is he going to get the fourth as well? No,
oh, God. Tried for the kick, tried for the melee. He had to reload. If he had any bullets left, I think he would have got that one. But Riskin answers back with a 3 of his own. Can he get the fourth? There it is for Riskin, and they are absolutely crushing right now. This one's starting to get out of reach. There's 80 seconds left. They're basically up 60. Not a lot of time here for for Infused to do anything.
Yeah, it must be great to have a teammate on your team, but then you have 2 teammates who can do that sort of thing, picking up those 3 pieces, picking up those 4 pieces, and just breaking hills just like that. Infused are going to get some points back on the board, but it is not too late. They can actually do this, but they need perfect hills straight from now.
Yeah, soon within a couple seconds, this one's going to be impossible here. Gone. So the first game is going to go to Hypergames. Honestly, yeah, you saw a couple times it was Azox getting in the hill first, really rotating very well. He was so aggressive, and there was fantastic. But you saw at the end there, I mean, just a couple times they had those triples. You saw the 4-piece there from Riskin, just individual plays, locking it down. That's really able to steal a lot of time. And when you talk about the side of Infused, I mean, outside of the garage hill, I can't think of a time where I really saw them pick up, those good 40 chunks of that full minute. That was about it. They had Melon go off, and then the second time, they still got a pretty good chunk of that, but that was about it.
Yeah, Infused neat up their game just that little bit, I feel. And Hypergames just go along as how things have been going. I mean, realistically, they always looked in control. Yes, Infused did have those couple of points, as we did point out, but I mean, it never looked like they were going to walk away with it.
No, I couldn't agree more. They, after the first couple minutes, they're basically trailing in that a kind of 40 to 70 mark throughout the entire game. Never really got over that hill to make it tight. But just taking a look here through the slang real quick, we'll take a look at who went off. I mean, really, the player to watch for me was Azox, just because either he was getting the scrap time or he was first in the hill, being so aggressive every time, just really doing a good job in and around the hard point throughout the entire match. Also standing out, we could talk about Tony. I mean, from a slang perspective, he went 31 and 25 with a 1.48. You saw him several times. He was rocking that bow mid-street, just getting those guys they were trying to cut across mid-map.
No, he's just doing the dirty work. He's holding down the spawns that they need to, making up the kills in the middle of the map. Not necessarily on the hard point, but doing the work in the places that
you're the bow player. Your job, you don't need to be anywhere near the hard point. You're trying to catch those players as they come across alleys, come across mid-street, and he was doing a great job of that. But looking forward to the S&D, these 2 teams, from your experience, obviously you're a lot more familiar with the European teams than I am. Who would you take to be the favorite looking at it? Because obviously S&D is so much different than the hard point game.
Yeah, I mean, realistically on this map, I'm not 100% sure how both these teams are at this map in particular. But
sniping going to be a pretty big part, I'd say.
I would say the French's Hypergames may take this one, because famously the French and all European teams, apart from the UK teams, have been quite good at S&D. And it just seems to be one of them things that has rolled on throughout the years. It just seems to be a little bit more practice, or maybe they've got something different up the sleeve. Maybe they play it a little bit differently. Sometimes they're very aggressive, sometimes they're very passive. So we'll see. But I think Hypergames are going to take that now. I feel as if Infused heads may have dropped just that little bit, especially off the back of that. I mean, they lost a game yesterday, coming in against their competition to come fourth.
They're having trouble getting a player in to start. I think they had a player rage quit possibly at the end. I know there were 3 at the finish, so that's either a sign of frustrations or maybe a technical thing. But to me, after how that went towards the end, I think that was a bit of a rage quit. So we'll see if that carries over in some capacity to the game 2 S&D. But again, if you are just tuning in, this is going to be a best of 5. This one is an elimination game, so whichever team does drop this is not going to be competing the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, and that's one of them things with the group stages. You can't really redeem yourself. If you lose one game, you're already in a terrible position. Yeah. Unless you know for a fact that you can win those other 2 games, but realistically, you need to win as many games as possible. I mean, obviously that's
that's the goal. But I like this format a bit better, just because, I mean, from a fan perspective to a degree, are the 3-way ties great? Can they be fun? Yes, but They're also frustrating. Some team always ends up being kind of irritated with how it actually played out for their side. So I am a much bigger fan of this particular format, and I think this will be used a lot more going forward.
Yeah, and it's one of the things where casters try to work out how it goes down and on stages when you're trying to commentate live and trying to say what's happening. And
it's coming down to assist totals by 3/4 of the players. Yeah, the tiebreakers are always a nightmare. I have to look through like the rule book to try and figure out what's going on. But yeah, you won't really have to deal with this in any capacity. The offense first side is going to be Infused. I want to kick it off with Melon as he had a big round or a big game one. Quicker though, gonna pick up the first kill, take out Azak.
Well, I'm both with Melon now. Both teams really just trying to feel each other out. I feel, just trying to get an idea where everyone is, where we want to make our move. But Infused seem to be leaning towards
just the mini-map. There's two players right on top of each other. Basically, he's trying to turn and burn, but he will fall. It is going to be a 3 versus 2. And the snipe comes in. That's going to be Veziok able to take out Melon there. It's going to be a 2 versus 3. Going to stick here with Quicker the bomb carrier.
This map is... Once you can get to the bomb sites, it's okay, but it's getting there. There's so many different routes around it, and it's just really, really hard for people to get forward.
All right, we'll see. Quicker there are able to get bombed down.
Quicker just trying to hold this down. He has got Lewis in tow. Lewis making a kill just previously, but Veziok and Riskin just trying to pick them off. Veziok is going to get the kill on the Lewis, so last man alive is going to be quicker than you against 2. It's going to be so hard for him to pinch here. Can he maybe get the kill on the bomb carrier? Yes, he does. Is he going to be able to get the second as well? No, he is not in that bomb. He's going to be having time to be fused, and it is going to be risking to take one away, and that's going to be 1-0 to Hypergames.
Yeah, this is one of those maps where you talk with the elite players in S&D, and they've mentioned that it's almost risky to plant the bomb unless you have like a 2-man advantage, because the verticality of this map, you can cover so much ground so quickly. There's so many different angles to watch that it's just very, very difficult to defend unless you have like a 3-1 advantage, 4-2 advantage. A lot of times you're hunting instead of trying to actually plant. Well,
back into the game. And yeah, Hypergames looking to really continue on that form from the previous map. On board with Tony J's, and it's a nice little push. And wow, they really are going to catch Infused out there. JT does go down, and all the players of Hypergames just enthrall on to Infuse. Nothing they can do about that. 2 men do go down. 3 versus 2, although Tony J's is putting under some pressure just a little bit. Izox covering them up. Quicker does go down, and it is suddenly Melon left all alone. A couple of bullets in the back as well. He is going to go down as well. Hypergames absolutely sweeping the board there with Infused, and fantastically well done. 2-0 to them now.
Yeah, Melon there, he felt the shots come in from behind. Just sort of like a slow, awkward turn and challenge there. Tried to dash at the last second, but he'll be cleaned up rather easily by Veziok. And I got to love the aggressive play there. They just flew at them. Incredible stuff there on the offensive side for Hypergames. They now take a 2-0 lead. We'll go back to the offense here with Infused. Let's go on with Quicker here. See what he can get done. Only player currently positive, let's say even at 2-2 right now for his side.
Well, definitely not the designated bomb carrier there.
They're playing quite a bit slower pace.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be working for them at all. Hypergames are getting aggressive, and it's definitely working, but JT, as said, does pick up the first kill there. Veziok goes down. Tony Chase answers back. Izok's going to come in there with a kill as well. The bomb is going down, though. Lewis and Mellon both alive. 2 versus 3.
And yeah, they're going to have a big flank coming in. You can see all 3 players on the back side. First one to engage is going to be Melon. He's able to get 1. He will drop pretty much immediately. Going to be a 1 versus 2 for Lewis. Similar position. We saw them into their last offensive round. He's fighting against a head glitch here. Player soaring in as well, trying to stay alive. I believe he has 1 above, 1 behind, and he is going to fall. That was Tony that got it. He'll get the defuse this time through, and they're just making quick work of them right now as Hypergames going to be a 3-0 lead here early on.
Yeah, Tony J's did really, really well there. Just trying to pick off with the shot. I mean, if you are just putting shots down, then it's brilliant because it's just wasting time so your teammate can maybe potentially get around the back. But I'm not quite sure what his plan was with trying to get the shots onto the head glitch, and he was just in no cover
that's
whatsoever.
A gunfight you're going to win 1 out of 1,000 times, pretty much. That's a tricky one. Maybe with a sniper, but that is one you are very, very rarely going to win. Let's start things off with Riskin here, and I expect them to be very aggressive. I mean, it's been working for them so well. Yeah, just look at the pace here versus what we saw out of the side of Infused. They're already out across mid-map, and they should catch a player from behind right away. And he gets absolutely turned on. First 2 kills, going to go to Infused. They're going to be a 2v3. Can Tony get that one? one? No. So it's going to be Tony and Azox versus the 3 players of Infused. Let's see if they can keep this rolling and take the advantage to 4-0.
The thing is, they knew there was one guy back there, but, you know,
almost
that's
shot his
really going to give you a position away. Tony shooting at his teammate, but they are in and around B. Can he get the plant down?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go forward now, but look at the main map. All 3 players are so close here. As soon as this gets down, they're going to get absolutely swarmed. He's going to get jumped on right now. He'll drop immediately. Going to go to Azax, and he is going to drop right away. And that's what's so tough. You know, they had no idea that all 3 players were basically just right around B. They're all within just a jump away, basically, and they were able to clean that up so quickly.
I think the shots come from Tony halfway through. That probably give a pretty good indication to which way they were going to go. But yep, 3-1 now. Infused. Do you actually get the round back?
All right, so they are finally on the board. We saw them get beat pretty handily in game number 1. We'll see if they can mount any kind of comeback here. On the offensive side, they've played it so slow, it looks like we're going to have our first aggressive push. As they're starting to fly in, they will get that first blood immediately. It's going to be quicker, able to take out Riskin.
Well, just a little bit passive now. You would expect them to maybe take that advantage now that they have a 4 versus 3 and make a movement for a bomb site. But they're really taking their time here, Infused.
Did you see that player jump across? No, but he's going to lose the gunfight to Veziok. That advantage now disappears. It's going to be a 3 versus 3. Plenty of time to work with here. And they could really... I'm going to switch back to the offensive side because defense, I mean, they're sitting steady. They don't really have to make any kind of push. They were down early. That aggressive push just died, though, in mid-map. They got one and then just sat. So you got to keep pushing.
Yeah, it just seems as if whenever they do get that small advantage, they don't seem to do anything with it. Now they're at a disadvantage. Azox does take down quicker than you. On ball with Lewis, though. Trying to answer back. Not going to happen as Hypergames just drop off that little bit. And let the 2 members of Infused push through.
And just like that, it's going to be a 2 versus 2. You know, they should know right where Lewis is. He wisely goes prone, but look at the time. They only have 20-ish seconds to work with here, and they've got to get a plant. It looks like they've already got one by B. If they're going to decide to rotate towards A, they have very little time, though. They got to get this down. They've got JT covering him. That player is going to come from above. They know the plant has to get down, and that's a huge kill for JT. This should enable the plant.
Yeah, well, Veziok has it all to do now. Unless he can get this shot off, and he is just going to take him down.
Absolutely gets it. That was disgusting from Veziok.
Wow, so well played.
That's not easy. I mean, it's an easy shot because he's stationary, but that angle there is ridiculous from Veziok.
I mean, there's nothing that JT can do about that either, and that is just very, very smart play. Just try and get just some sort of angle, and then run away. Simple as that. And that's another round on the board for Hypergames. Big, big play by Veziok there.
I didn't even think he'd get an angle there, to be honest. Just saw his kind of feet sticking out and able to clean it up. We're going to stick with him through this one. That was just a phenomenal play.
Them sort of moments that win games. On board with Veziok now. See if he can reciprocate what he just did in that last round. 5-3 from him at the moment. Lewis needs to step it up just a little bit now. 2-5 from him. I think he was the guy that raged quite actually in the previous map as well. So maybe not having the best of series, but Veziok just trying to do some defensive work here. Just having a scout around. Being the eyes for his team.
All right, and I was going to stick it with him because there's the player flanking, and he is eventually going to drop. There was a bit of a trade going on, though. Now it's going to be a 2 versus 4, however. Tony and Azox going to be stuck here. Man down, but they do have the 4-1 advantage. Let's see how they decide to play this one out. It looks like they are going to get aggressive towards A. There's one player that's going to have him highlighted. It's going to be quicker. It's in a position to get to them quickly. The backside going to be covered here by JT, and they're about to get swarmed. Look at the triangle of blue that's starting to wrap around them here.
Yeah, JT made that call. I think we've seen, well, as Melon does pick up that kill, we did. Oh, wow. There comes the melee in from Tony. That's going to go.
I think he saw that player by pool. He did. I don't know if he saw the one in the back, though. He's going to have 2 to challenge. He doesn't see him high. He's going to try and stay alive, but he is eventually going to fall, and that'll be 2 on the board for Infused.
Yeah, that was a really good pinch by Infused, but at the same time, they did just spot them going over, so as we did see them cascading in on the Hypergames team, the Infused squad do eventually pick them all up. Melon with a kill in there as well, but final one coming. That's going to be 4-2 now. Hypergames, good for their money, though, I would say. 4-2 to them. Very fair reflection of the game so far.
All right, let's start things off here. Back to the offense with Hypergames. They've been controlling. They controlled game 1. So far, they've been controlling game number 2. And let's see who's going to get aggressive. Actually, let's get back to the offense here. We'll get to quicker who's going to be the bomb carrier, and they've got a bit of a hill to climb.
Yeah, both teams are being pretty passive here. Hypergames really, really sitting back. Not really in any sort of power play. I mean, we've got the guy on the right hand, the top right hand side, can cover B from there.
Yeah,
but if
he's
he
really
gets
gonna
swarmed,
be the only man. Yeah, if they push really hard right now, he's sitting by himself. He saw that player peek, so the call out should come in that they're coming. He's able to get one. Nades flying in. Are they going to decide to push? You know, after getting that entry player pushed, entry player killed, you think they might wrap here, but the flank's coming in as well. Riskin might be able to catch somebody off guard as they're about to be completely surrounded.
Yeah, and the pinch needs to come in the other side from Hypergames, I feel. They're just sitting back, maybe letting them come just that little bit, as we do see Riskin come around the back, maybe taking that shot just a little bit early. Gets a few bullets in, not going to be able to do anything about it. He does go down to Lewis, though, and that's going to be 3 versus 3.
And they're hiding in this water tunnel. Like, please, just leave us alone. They're able to get one, though, and tied up. Do they realize there's 2 flankers, though? That's the question. As we do see Tony, he's just walking up slowly. He tries to catch bomb carrier. They don't realize there's one in there still. He might be able to get a nice 2-piece here when he decides to poke out. Gets one. Can he get 2? Shots coming in. He is able to clean up both. The sneaky play there pays off for Lewis, but he is going to get caught. It's going to be a 1 versus 1. Can Azox turn on him? Hit markers, but no kill.
JT has to be careful here. All he has to do is stay alive and just keep an eye on that bomb, and this is all right for JT. He can work down the time up. Oh, the shot's going to come in. JT doing the right thing. Azox just needs to go and challenge him.
He has to. He doesn't have a lot of time to work with it. He does. He should have plenty of time to get to it. JT, that double jump poked him out just a little bit too much. In my opinion there, you can't take that extra jump. You're just way too vulnerable there, and he's going to be able to get the defuse, take a 5-2 advantage, 1 round away from taking a 2-0 lead in this series.
Just give himself absolutely no cover there, though. I mean, he had cover.
Well, he was doing really well before that. He was peeking in and out.
Then
I'm just going to fly up in the air like a butterfly.
Get myself killed.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He will be taken out. And like I said, 1 round away here. So let's go to the offense. Let's see if they can close it out on this side. Veziok right now leading the way for his side at 8-5. The kills, I mean, relatively balanced across the board, but they are not reflective of the lead that we have here, a 5-2 advantage for Hypergames.
Veziok just covering the rear. A lot of gunfights going down the other side, though. Quicker is going to pick up a 2-piece there. Azox did answer back. It is now 3 versus 2. Veziok and Riskin taking on Melon Quicker and JT. Can they close this out? But they are at a disadvantage. If they can get a pick here.
There are so many players within the small vicinity right now of each other. Veziok's going to be able to pick up 1. It is going to be a 2 versus 2. They got 50 seconds to work with here. And it is going to be Riskin left by himself in a 1 versus 2. Did he see that player? He did. He got eyes on him. The hunt is on. He's got to be wise with his shots. He's able to pick that one up. The other player pretty much completely across the map. His goal right now is going to be able to get this bomb and try to work the plan. Let's see if he goes for a quick plan here on A.
I mean, in your personal opinion, which one do you think is easier to defend once you get it down?
I think they're both pretty difficult. I would only say B is easier because you have the high ground per se, whereas here, you know, you're kind of playing from below. Yeah. Let's see where he decides to go, and it looks like he's going to hide in this popular corner.
Just trying to
take it back. He's hunting.
Yeah. Just trying to predict which way JT's going to come. He does get that right. Few shots in. Run away. Very well played by Riskin.
No, you had to get out. He has the bow. You do not want to challenge that medium-range gunfight.
No,
not this Hegelich. We saw a player challenge it before. He gets out. 20 seconds. He really just has to lay a little bit longer here. Did he see him jump up? He's high. Not able to win it. That's going to go to JT, and he will get the defuse.
Answering back from his previous round where he did lose that 1 versus 1. But JT going to come in there, make that one for Infused. Can they potentially make a comeback here? 5-3 now. I can still see Hypergames walking away with this map, though, now, after their initial very, very well played. Well, I mean, you were right with this prediction, and I was going with Infused. I was definitely going with Infused, but Hypergames.
Well, I saw Hypergames. I saw them play yesterday. I casted their match, and they just looked a little inconsistent, but really strong in some rounds. So I thought this would be one they might be able to pull out. And so far, they are looking like the better team. But it is a best of 5. You never know what can happen. We'll see how it plays out the rest of the map. But JT's going to get one. Tony's going to answer as well. A bit of a trade, 3 versus 3 here early on.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem as if Infused are in a bad position. They are really collapsing around that B site. Veziok making the kill. Melon as well, though. Going to answer back. Last guy alive is going to be Azox once again. If you're Infused there, you turn around and you go plant there.
Yeah, they know where he is. Get the bomb down as quickly as you can. And it looks like they are going to fly in there pretty much immediately. Plank going down, and we will see Azox is going to be on the hunt now at 7-6. This is going to be very difficult, but I do think he has a skill here to pull the 1 versus 2. Let's see if he can get an easy one. Saw him for just a second.
Yeah, I think a little bit just too eager with his shot there. Not going to get away with it. JT running away. If he can get the kill on the Melon, that's a really good shot by Azox there. Good snap. Straight onto him behind the bed there. Now, saying that though, JT should still hold this one out.
He's up high. Will he catch him? He sees him there and gets the melee. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, the 1v2 for Azox. And it was perfect. He played low. And he waited for him to get greedy. Well, not really greedy. He had to check the bot. I mean, he had to take a look there. Unfortunately, the timing ends up being a fist to the face from Azox, and they are going to take game number 2 and a 2-0 lead in the series.
Very, very well played by Azox. Just they seem to clutch up when they need to. You know, make them few kills here and there, and make these little clutches in the S&D, the 1v1s. But looking at the scoreboard there, Veziok 10 and 7 from him. Tony coming in a little bit negative, but I mean,
Melon's got to be frustrated. He's had 2 great games. So he put up big numbers there in game number 1. Game number 2 drops double digits as well, but unfortunately they're not able to get the win. They had a chance to climb back. They should have won that 2 versus 1, but the clutch comes in from Azox.
Yeah, map number 3 going to be coming up in a second. Biolab, Uplink. Now, 2 European teams taking each other on here. So, I mean, potentially it could be a bit of a strange game. We're typically not the greatest of regions at Uplink. I mean, typically it always is the Americans who are fantastically well prepared at Uplink, and the Europeans just seem a little behind a little bit. But we've got 2 European teams taking each other on here, so potentially a bit of a strange game.
Trying to get our safe zone readjusted here, as I know there's a little bit of the screen popping out here.
You got this.
If I get this fixed, I'm trying to. You know, I am very, despite the fact that I'm 30 years old, I'm incredibly technically sound with gadgets.
Yes.
I mean, I have one of those Apple Watches. No, this is my Gfinity wristband. I don't know how that's worked. I got a Fwiz the other day. He had an Apple Watch. It looked pretty sweet. I'm gonna be honest.
Looked pretty cool. I don't see the practicality of it.
I haven't worn a watch since my wrist gets very itchy. It's incredibly uncomfortable. I'm not a huge fan of watches. I have a cell phone. If I want to check, look, you're wearing a watch.
I'm wearing a watch, but
I can't respect a man with a watch.
Wow.
I don't. Yeah, that was rather mean. I take it back. But game number 3 is going to be Biolab Uplink. You know, sometimes these best of 5s you'll have the CTF first, followed by the Uplink. This will be one in which we will be leading off with Uplink. Ascend CTF will be next. Riot then, if needed. So far, Hypergames rolling 2-0 advantage here. Do you think they can close it out in game number 3?
I think so. Now, Hypergames are really showing how very, very well prepared they are in this first 2 games. The SD looked pretty clinical, if anything. You know, the Hardpoint, they made it hard for themselves a couple of times, but it always looked a little bit comfortable from them, making the plays when they needed to. And yeah, it looks pretty comfortable. So I'd imagine same thing's going to happen here. Biolab Uplink, I don't think it'll be.
And this one could be really hectic. Now we'll see if I actually got the safe zone set up correctly. I might have done a good job. I think I may have. I'm so proud of myself right now.
Well done. I might get you you know when you go to the dentist in America, do they give you stickers and lollipops and stuff?
When you were a little kid, yeah, you would actually get a toothbrush, sometimes a tube of toothpaste.
Oh, wow.
Maybe some sort of lollipop. Now, though, as I'm a grown man, I don't really get anything at all. You go there, it's a nightmare. They try to sell you, like, everything. Would you like teeth whitening for 1 month? Or super adult special straightening tools? It's not
These
fun.
are all $5 million.
It wasn't fun as a kid either, but it's certainly not fun now. But here we are kicking stuff off with JT. We'll see if Infused can start to mount the comeback at all. He's got a legion of players around him here, able to catch one inside of purple, bounces back out, is going to fall immediately. That was 3 down there, but no one really able to get drone control right now. It looks like first control is going to go to Tony and crew, and it's actually going to be Veziok that's going to get it.
Yeah, he should be able to make this one here just to open things up. And yeah,
nice toss.
Good hit. Well, very well played. That's going to be 1-0. Tony coming in there, 3 kills off the bat, and Veziok is going to be the one that makes the point there. But very, very well played. They got control. They made their movements straight away. Drone flew straight in the satellite, but there you go. More good kills by Tony. Fantastically well worked, and it just seems like Hypergames have got all the control that they need. And you know what? Infused are fighting for it around Biolab, but it doesn't matter at the moment because the satellite is around your uplink. That's going to be 2. Now to Hypergames.
Yeah, I was staying with him for a minute because he hadn't died yet. He was 4-0. I'm like, I'm going to give you till you drop. 1 point did go in there, like you said, 2-0 advantage. Now we'll see as they continue to try and control this drone area. One comes in from behind, though, risking able to make quick work of him. You saw a couple players inside of purple. He's got a teammate down in snow as well. That's a tough fight. ASM1 trying to take a head glitch off there at the window, but Azox will come in behind to take that. Let's see if they can add to this lead right now. We'll switch over to Veziok, who is going to be the drone carrier. Riskin able to clear out in front. Can he get the 1 pointer? No, he wants more. He's going for 2. He ends up deciding with 1, which might have been the wise play there, as he had just a triad of players there around him.
Yeah, it just seems as soon as Hypergames have got that control, they can make a point quite easily. And Infused, I feel as if they need somebody to start calling some shots here, because They don't seem to be making any movement. At this point in time, they need to get aggressive. They need to make sure they're going to get this kill, get some control. They've got that one guy going around Biolab, though. Lewis he's going to potentially cause some problems. Yep, very, very wise decision by Isaac. Just got it out. That's satellite away. And Tony was nearly in a position there to put that away. But
that would have been such a sick toss and score there if that would have landed in the hands of Tony. But good heads-up play there as Infused is able to take him out before he can get anything done. And this looks like it might be the first time we actually get some action with the drone with Infused. Melon should be able to pick up one. Azox gets one as well. He's going to drop. So I thought they were going to have a chance to actually get some offensive movement, but unfortunately they're just trying to lock down this spawn right now.
Well, on board with JT now. As I said, just trying to get some control. If anything, picks up one, picks up the second as well.
That was nice from JT.
Yeah, so potentially can try and get forward. There's the 3 as well. As said,
now pick up the drone. They got to get something going here. They basically wiped the entire team off the map in those 3 seconds. Got to turn it into points.
Well, coming over there. And the defense is going to come in from Hypergames. JT managed to stay alive. Melon's going to clean up from him as well, as is Quicker. Now they need to do something with the satellite. Throwing away just a little bit too hesitantly there. This could be Hypergames player just picking that up and throwing it away, but he is going to actually run to once. Somebody was there though. His team not able to clean up, but Tony J and Veziok are able to. And they're going to get some control.
I thought he was going to try and get a reset. He tried to toss it to mid-map, and it's just come back in sense. Now we should have the toss out there by elbow. We will get the reset. It is going to be JT that's waiting here, basically at the drone spawn, to try and get this. Quicker gets a 2-piece. They've had some control here for the last, 60 seconds or so, but the difference, they haven't turned it into any points.
Yeah, it seems as if Hypergames has been very clinical with their chances that they've had. I mean, they've just made the kills and the points when they needed to. Riskin's going to come in there, pick up a 2-piece though. JT has some defensive work to do, but he has the rest of the team in tow as they do find control of Purple once again. And it's something we see so often in this game where people are just constantly after this area. You know, if you can get some sort of control around here, get a couple of kills, you put yourself in a position to score.
All right, JT will still be top purple. They're going to get in their hands again. There's been a couple of minutes now where they've been in control of this drone spawn, which obviously the most important part of the map. If you're actually going to try and put in points, he's going to drop pretty much immediately. Drone still sitting there in that snow area. We'll see if anyone gets hands on it, but Melon was the only one alive there for a matter of time for the Infused side. And they've just got to get some work done. They've shown nothing for me in the aggression/scoring side. And are we going to have a full wrap here? It looked like Tony made, yep, he is going to wrap it all the way through orange. And can he get in for a dunk? Tries to use every bit of the environment to his advantage. He's going to fall. Risking going to be the only player alive right now.
You have to be careful now because literally if you're Infused, you can turn this straight back around. They just need to be that little bit quicker when they do get hold of the satellite. Now Hypergames do have a potential to defend here, and the one is going to go in quicker, really. Just that's what he had to do there.
Yeah, just get something on the board at this point. You've been down 3-0 pretty much since the first minute mark. They're able to get something rolling as JT is able to pick up one in. Turret tries to go into bio. He's going to drop pretty much immediately. The drone going to be back in the hands, though, of Quicker. He's being challenged here at top. Purple going to wisely rotate underneath, get through mid-map. There's one player to beat inside, and he had no help there. He didn't really have time to get through, but maybe enable a toss. 3-1, though, going to be the advantage right now. We'll see. If they can mount the comeback here, they are going to get swept out of this event with a 3-0.
Yeah, not looking good for them, but Hypergames looking pretty comfortable. Just getting there, as said, they just seem a lot more clinical. They seem to be able to know what to do a lot better than what Infused are when they get a hold of that satellite.
Well, Infused are risk. I believe they were 3-0 yesterday. I'm not 100%, but if they were, I mean, they're at risk.
TCM, I think.
Yeah, they did get 3-0, yes. So they're at risk of just not winning a map in this event and being knocked out in group play. That is the absolute last thing you want. They're able to pick up the assist early on. Everyone right now vying for control of this drone spawn. It's going to be Tonio and Veziak up. You see the bow shots going into purple there. Not able to pick off the player in the window. We'll see who can get this original drone control. You saw pretty much for the first, 2 to 3 minutes of that first side, it was all Hypergames. They only got 1-pointers, but they were completely in control of the drone. The second half went entirely to Infuse, just not really able to turn it into many points.
Well, on board now with Veziok just trying to do some defensive work. That's a good shot on Lewis as well. He's going to hold down this area. Let his teammates respawn once again. Maybe get another kill off there. Headshot coming in there as well. He should be able to take out Melanie. Does go down. Azox does take down JT as well, so maybe some movement coming in here from Hypergames. Jumping up on top of purple. Maybe just going to try and advance forward. Some good gunfights coming in from them, though. And they seem to be making all the kills on the board in a minute. And Veziok has a pretty decent run.
Okay, needs a little bit of help here. He's got a player, this player in orange right now. I'm trying to get switched over. He's going to drop pretty much immediately. He was on top base trying to clear the spawn. They've got a couple more players still alive, though, right now. Azox here trying to pick up kills. Tony, though, able to get one. The drone still just sitting there. basically right inside the base of Infused. They're just having such a difficult time turning into points. This side can be a little bit tougher unless you get a rally going in quicker. He's going to wrap. He didn't go for the reset. He's going to try and turn this around and into points. He's got two players out in front. This should be a dunk. Should be a tie game in just a matter of moments, and it will be. 3.5 left on the clock. 3-3 is your score.
You see, that's what Infused seem to have been not working on. That was nice by Quicker as well there, but at the same time, they just seem very hesitant as soon as they get a hold of it, but that was good. They got a hold of the satellite, said, right, no, we're going to wrap around and go.
As soon as they touched it, they wrapped that time. They weren't hesitant. They just went with it. Great job there as they're able to finally pull this one even. Watching Quicker still. Can he win that gunfight? No, he is going to fall 2 down right now. 4 Hypergames. Drone going to go to the hands of Azok. I'll switch over here as it is a 2 versus 3. Yeah, he's wisely going to just toss that forward as he had no help. It's going to drop back down, though, and that may go into the hands here. It is going to go in the hands of Infused. Let's see if they can turn this into more points.
Pass is going to try and come in, but interception, actually. I think that was Tony. Eventually, sorry, it was Veziok who did actually get a hold of the satellite, but it is actually going to be, Hypergames who do have a hold of it. Getting into some good positions, and if I'm pushing out there and trying to get some kills, trying to set yourself up for a pass, but at the moment, yeah, the reset going to come in there. Most sensible thing to do in that position, as they do. Both go down. Quicker and Lewis cleaning up house.
All right, we've got Tony here up on the top catwalk. But we're watching Purple and the drone spawn. You see a player going second story. Shots coming in, able to clean him up. Bit of a trade, but still several players in and around Purple. 2 minutes to work with here right now. This would be a great comeback for Infused, and it would keep them alive in this tournament. Again, they are trailing 2-0 in this series right now. We do see Lewis pushing through circle, might be able to pull some kind of flank onto this drone, but they should have control. If they can clean this player up, that would have been 3 to 4 down in a matter of 5 seconds, but he's going to wisely back away as he knew there was a player in and around him.
Yeah, and this just seems to be getting the kills, and this could be a good position, actually. They're set up very, very well if JT can hurry things up as well.
There's got to be one at least.
Yeah, surely you'd imagine in that position, you maybe just put one in with 1.5 minutes to go. They're looking to extend their lead. A couple of men go down. It's going to be hard for him now. It does go down as well. I think he should have really just gone for the quick one, but if few men do go down, this is going to be a really good push here coming in from Hypergames. If they can hit this kill, I said they are going to wrap straight around. Who's this coming around the back? It is actually going to be Lewis coming out trumps that, getting the kills on the board. Tony does take down his teammate, but they still have control in the good position. But Quicker and Melon are going to say no to that. Can they get some points on the board? Because now it's suddenly Hypergames with the defensive way to 2. 5-3 now Infused. Maybe taking this to the next map.
And that, yeah, like you said, going to be the 5-3 advantage. 60 seconds left here. That is still a lot of time to work with, and the drone is in the hands of Tony. Let's see if he can push forward. He's got a player underneath him right now. 180 almost whips on him, but he is going to fall. You see 3 players. They're kind of in the front of bio. If they can win a couple gunfights, they do have the opportunity for a dunk. It's going to be Azok. He goes in the turret. He is going to be able to grab it. Can he push through for the dunk? There are so many players behind him. You see him getting tagged up. You see the shots being missed. It's Tony. He was in a spot to possibly get it done. Who's the other player coming through? That's going to be Veziok. Can he get hands on the drone? No, the defensive stand coming in for Infused. Not a lot of time to work with here.
Yeah, they really just need to get that satellite out at the moment. They just don't seem to be getting rid of it. It has eventually just reset. And wow, Infused.
So many opportunities there to tie it up.
I think, you know, it was a little bit hesitant from Hypergames at the same time, though. And look at the throw there, though. Who's that there? That's going to be Tony. He can go and pick that up. He's looking good for a point.
Yeah, kind of an awkward bounce. There's one player behind him. He's not going to be able to fire through, but the pressure is still coming. There's 2 players left. The reset's going to come in. That's going to be it.
Wow, very, very well played by Infused, but they didn't make it very, very hard for themselves, if anything. I mean, Hypergames did have that lead for quite a long time, but Infused coming in there, making some good plays, but the defense at the end was so shaky. Hypergames just not able to capitalize on that, though. 5-3 Quicker, and Melon really coming in with some clutch kills towards the end.
Yep, and that's, I mean, Melon had another strong game, 28-20. You saw, I think, all 5 uplink scores did go to Quicker, so excellent job by him. As far as the objective goes, they looked pretty sloppy for the first couple of minutes, but especially on the second side, they got rolling, looked a little bit more comfortable. They had some really strong defensive stands over the last 60 seconds there, as I thought for sure that was going to be a tie game.
Yeah, well, they do walk away with that map. I'm going to go to map number 4.
Yeah, 4 is going to be Ascend CTF. Before we hop into the action, we are going to go a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Game 4.
And I know now we're getting older. The world we built is slipping through our fingers. We're running out of time. But you are the one.
Hello and welcome back to the Gfinity Call of Duty Masters. Thumbs up all around here. Good game going on so far. Hypergames walking away with the first 2 maps, looking pretty comfortable, but Infused answering back at the Uplink in their hands.
Honestly, once they had a 3-0 lead in the game 3, I thought it was going to be over. But nice comeback. They stay alive. You know, we've seen some frustrations out of Infused. We saw a player quit out of game number 1. You've seen them lose, I think 2 different 2v1s in the S&D. So they've been struggling a bit. But Ascend, CTF, Biolab Uplink, known to be kind of a chaotic uplink at times. Ascend CTF certainly known to be chaotic and a bit 50-50 depending on the spawn. So this is one that I think they could take. We may be going to a game 5, but I'm going to pick Hypergames to close it out here. Yeah,
I was saying 3-1 to Infused at the beginning of the game, so potentially I was just wrong. It could just be 3-1.
It's all right to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah, it's okay. But here we go. Into the game. We go on board with Riskin. Just trying to get some control around this area. It's a little bit strange to see. You'd expect him to just push through the middle and just try
I thought he was going to be trying to maybe just sneak through for a pull, but he's basically going to drop immediately, trying to switch. You see a couple players playing defense right now as the flag pull might come in from JT if he can take this gunfight. They've got 3 players really in the base right now of Hypergames. Can they get it out though? Not able to win that. That's going to be 3 down immediately. Lewis, the only one alive. And who do we have wrapping down here for a pull? That is going to be Veziak.
You know, he's not in a bad position if he can get away, and his team can really push him, get the cut. But
this,
you know, that's wrong from Infused because they drop back when the flag's already been pulled. They need to go forward, straight forward. If the flag hasn't been pulled, you don't know somebody's there. Yes, drop back round. But the flag's going to go in there. If they'd went forward, they may have had a potential to go off if Hypergames hadn't made those cuts. But
yeah, and you saw they were all pretty much stacked on that left side. I mean, the right was completely open. He got out so quickly, and like you said, I mean, you got to react immediately and move towards mid-map. They rotated back and got completely caught off guard here. Veziak trying to play patiently. It's a nice gunfight there, but is going to drop then immediately. You see a couple players leading the way right now. I'm going to go over to Briskin, who's 5-2. You have Tony as well at 4-2. So some great slaying coming out of Hypergames early.
Yeah, a few kills going to come in there at the back as well. They seem to be defending very, very well. Flag is momentarily dropped, but Riskin happy to allow it to stay there. But Quicker tried to pick up, does go down. A few kills coming in from Infused. If they can get this one away, they're not in a bad position to do something about it. But Hypergames are stacked around the outside, and they should be able to stop this one very quickly. But Tony should be able to pick up that kill on JT as well. But Melon just trying to get away, and they really are just caught inside the enemy's base at the moment. But they are going to get out.
There's only really kind of one player to beat if they pick up that kill from behind, but he is going to get it. Can they get the return? No, this should end up being a cap. Going to switch over to JT as he will fire it through. Going to be a 1-1 game.
3 minutes to go in this first half. Riskin picking up a kill on Quicker. Just trying to get some control once again. I always feel like CTF is about making the pulls when you have control. Hypergames don't need control because they've just pulled that flag straight down the middle of the map. He should be able to get away with this one now, Riskin. There is somebody coming around the back there, though. It's going to be Quicker. Is he going to be able to get there quick enough, though? The answer is done.
I thought it might be just enough, but Azox will come in with the cover, able to take him out. Put in the second cap right now, halfway through this first side. Great stuff. That flag basically flew across the middle right into Riskin's hands. Made it the easiest run of all time.
And Quicker, ironically, was just a little bit too slow. Almost with Riskin. Just trying to get some picks once again, make the control. And yeah, Hypergames didn't really have any control when they pulled that initial flag there, and they just managed to get away with it. But Quicker is going to come in there with the 2-piece there, Riskin trying to get the kick onto him, but Veziak going to pull that one away. Azox has made a couple of kills. He's just got Quicker to beat, but does go down to JT from the back. But Hypergames in control.
I mean, for the most part, the entire game offensively has been played on the side of Infused. Makes it very difficult. You do see one player lurking up top. That's going to be Melon. He's going to wait for a player or two to die, or really for the side of Hypergames to get pushed up to enable him to get a pull and get to that halfway point. He's going to rotate back over, able to pick up one here on the catwalk. Will drop pretty much immediately. You know, if you have a position like that, I think you got to wait for a pull, in my opinion. But they may have known one was out. We're just playing back.
Yeah, the thing is, when Melon is back there and he is in a position to maybe potentially make a hero play when he needs to, yes, that's great.
The rest of the game's a 4v3.
But yeah, the rest of the game is 4v3. You need to drop back. You need to help out. But as saying that, 3 men of Hypergames do actually go down quick. We're going to pull that flag out. He's got some defensive work coming in from Tony, trying to stop him, though. He's just about going to get away. But there is a few members of Hypergames really converging down on that flag. That is going to be pulled away. Both flags away at the moment. Quicker and Tony. As who they're in the hands of. Quicker should be able to make this kill, and does so. Flag in a bit of a precarious situation if you're Tony as well.
No, that's the return. There should be a cap as long as they can clean up this one player here who's on top of him, able to stun him, able to fire it through. I don't think that player died yet. Finally, he is going to get cleaned up. We do have a 2-2 game, 40 seconds left of the first side.
Zox in a good position to keep that pressure on.
And Quicker's going off right now. He's 15-8 with the cap.
Yeah, I know he's doing very, very well, making them pulls when he needs to, and making the kills while he has
he had
the flag.
He had a big game 3 as well. Really stepping up in these games that matter. I mean, again, these are elimination games right now for the side of Infused. So these are absolutely huge games. 20 seconds left. No one really in a position to get a pull right now, so everyone is going to be padding the stats.
Ball with Riskin now. He's just trying to get some control, but as I said, 11 seconds to go now. No more caps going to come in. 2-2 going in the second half. And who, in your opinion, would you say is on top here? I mean, Hypergames have always looked the more likely, but Infused just seem to be making a very clinical in the CTF. So once they get a hold of the flag, they seem to do well with it, but it's a case of getting a hold of it.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the scoreboard. I mean, it's tied up. I mean, I was pretty back and forth, and for me, the big thing has just been the fact that Quicker's been stepping up over these past couple games. I felt like Melon was kind of trying to slay by himself through the first couple, but here, the rest of the squad starting to step it up a bit. As far as how this one's going to finish, I picked the 3-1. Well, actually, no, I didn't. I picked Hypergames. So I'm going to say I picked the 3-1. It makes me sound much more wise.
You picked Hypergames. I picked the 3-1 to Infuse. So if anything, we're both right.
Yeah. Combine our knowledge, and we're good to go. But here we have, we'll kick things off with Riskin. He went to a similar spot on the other side. Last time, the same thing he did. He pushed towards middle. Can he get the first kill? He saw a player on the steps there. Player's going to come and challenge. He's going to get the headshot pretty much immediately. 2 down, 4 Infused right now, as mid-map control going to be completely to Hypergames.
Ball with Riskin in. You know, one of their flags really came from absolutely no control, so if they can get some, then definitely going to put themselves in a position to do something about it, but on board with the Riskin now. And it looks as if the flagpole is actually going to come in from Tony.
Well, let's switch things over to Tony
big move
here.
by Hypergames, yeah.
And he is behind the base. They had 2 kind of back there. He's going to lose his gunfight. Veziok, though, will win his. He should know there's a second player in and around the base right now. But the flag is out right now for Melon. He's across the halfway point. He has 1 player trailing him. And this is the cap. No, that was a big kill at home. And they are going to fire another one through. So still alive is Infused, trying to push a game 5. They've got a 1 cap lead right now.
Well, Infused on the comeback here. It was a pretty convincing 2-0 first maps from Hypergames, but since then, Infused have looked on the game. JT, 8-14, he made a couple of important kills there, but once again, Hypergames seem to be making the kills on the board there. Riskin going to pick up one as well. JT has some cleanup work to do here, though. Has the help of his teammates going to come in there with a headshot onto Riskin as well. Really going to slow things down. Hypergames all the way back in mid-map. They're not going to be able to do anything about that for a few more seconds, but well defended by Infused.
You see Melon here got kind of the mid-map spawn, and he's going to catch Tony completely unawares. I think he saw a player to his right, getting pushed from low as well. He wins that one. He's been winning them all series long, and he continues rolling. Just over 3 to play. We'll see if Hypergames can get one more on the board here, tie this up. Again, this is an elimination game right now for Infused, and we've really, really seen them bring it over the last couple games. Melon gets yet another. He's on a 3-kill streak, will eventually fall. 2 to down for either side there as Riskin gets picked off the Heglage.
Board with Veziok as they are pushed in that a little bit. Infused stepping up their game in this map and the previous, and really putting the game 2 Hypergames. Veziok all the way around though. This team have no control. It's a risky move, but it may just mean that Infused actually have to do something, but they are going to get the kill. And Zox answering back with the grenade. But on board with Tony, just trying to slow things down here.
And Tony able to get 1. Rotating back. I guess they think there's a player missing right now, but look how defensive. They have that 1-point lead, and Infused is playing so slow now. In my opinion, you got to keep flying out. You got to keep playing aggressive. That's how Advanced Warfare plays. Yeah, 1 definitely not enough. 1 player might have snuck through to a degree. If Riskin gets this kill, he may rotate back for the cap. He gets 1. There's going to be a player there in the corridor here, and let's see if he goes for the flagpole and just going to try and get out. Though the stuns are coming in, and he's going to get caught.
Does go down, and really good defense by Infused, but is this something they need to be doing right now? They need to push out and get some more flags on the board, but Quicker is going to do that actually. Pushing out, the teammate Melon was trying to cover. He needs to stop thinking about pulling that flag. Stun's going to come in. Riskin doing work though as well in mid-map, so it is going to allow Hypergames to push out. As soon as they can clean this one up, he does go down, and Hypergames pushing down the left.
And we'll see a flagpole should be coming in here shortly. That's going to be Tony, but he's going to get cleaned up. Nice rotation back there by the members of Infused, as Lewis is going to get one. He's going to drop as well. We haven't had effective pull in quite some time. This second side has been so much slower. Only one cap to show for it. 80 seconds left on the clock. Can Hypergames tie this up?
On board with Melon, just trying to make some kills in the mid-map. Does actually stay alive, but the flag has been pulled by Riskin. Is he going to manage to get away with it? A few kills do go down. Last man alive momentarily is going to be Lewis. Does make one kill, but it is actually going to be 3-3 now.
There's
So
the tying cap. Yeah, that one you saw. I was just staring at the death screen really, or sorry, at the top right. I was looking through everyone. Just a 1, 2, 3, 4, all dropped just in a matter of seconds there, and that made an easy cap. We'll see if they can keep the aggression going. Veziok still playing a bit of defense here.
Yeah,
he's got players pushing him from everywhere. He is going to fall. Aggression coming in from Infused, but this one looking like overtime right now.
3-3, 40 seconds to go, but this is good shots there by Tony if he can stay alive as well. And they try and push out, get some control mid-map. Like maybe do something, maybe go for a final pull. Veziok's going for it though.
He is trying to fly right the middle. He got caught from both sides there.
I think he was rushing that just a little bit. He could have helped his team get some control, but it seems as if both teams are quite happy to go into overtime.
All right, yeah, I don't think anyone really in a position here. Not enough time to even get the wall. We'll see. Veziok, he's going to try and snap on his Pumas here and see if he can get across the map, but not nearly enough time to work with. 5 seconds are going to tick away, and we are going to have overtime.
Well, there you go. Both these teams locked together. Hypergames, sorry, are the one in the lead, but Infused trying to get this one back, trying to force the game 5. The Hypergames at the moment, I said, in the lead on maps. They just need to walk away with this overtime to take the game.
All right, let's see. I'm going to kick things off here again. The team at risk of being eliminated right now is Infused. I'm going to start off with them, see what they can get done here. It is going to be quicker that we will kick it off with, as they're going to push aggressively, right? Well, he's going to push aggressively right down mid-map, really. Gets tagged up a bit, rotates out, finds one. His teammate Melon gets one as well. Can he make it 2? He does. That was 3 down in a matter of seconds. They got to push forward, and they are going to be spawning behind. So there's one player at home to deal with, and this should be a flag pull. He has no help, though. He's all by himself.
Yeah, unfortunately, he needs to make a couple more kills before he even thinks about pulling, but he's done so well. He should be able to pick up this 3rd as well. Does so.
That's 5 in a row already here in OT.
Very, very well played. He's going to make another one as well. Wow, Quicker really going off here. Flag is now going to be pulled. Not going to happen for him, though. He is eventually shut down by Azox. Now they have some defensive work to do because that's allowed time for the rest of Infused to push up. But a big game, gunfight going on in the middle there. Riskin's the one that's going to come up better at that one. Quicker has some defensive work to do. He's not going to get the turn. Riskin does go down. Flag has been pulled by Lewis.
That's unbelievable. I mean, I think 4 of his 6 kills in that streak were all really right in and around the base, and they weren't able to turn it into anything, and that's a return and 4 down. Flag going to be out now for Riskin. Can they fire this one through? Just over a minute in. He's going to drop pretty much immediately. A couple flag pulls here for either side, but no one really did even get it close to the halfway point.
Ball with Azox. They do have some control here, so maybe they can do something with this. Fuse are just going to turtle up just that little bit and let Hypergames push through. A couple of kills going to go down, and it is actually going to be Hypergames getting the most of them. They can make this one and another one around the flag. Look pretty good for it, but very, very well defended by Infused at the moment. Just sitting back, picking up the kills when they need to. JT does pick up 2. That's going to allow 2 members of Hypergames to be absolutely cut down in the middle of the map, and it is actually going to be pulled by Lewis, who goes down once again to Azox. It's a good defense by Azox. Very important kill there. Quicker, can he try to get this flag away? Just about. He's not going to make the kill, and Azox is going to kill him as well. So both teams really not able to do anything with the flag once they get a hold of it.
Nah, Lewis has got a couple pulls, but he's only made it about 10 feet before he drops. This one, I think, is going to be the cap. Tony here, he's got this right side. Everyone's spawning on the left. They only have one person really to stop. That is going to be Quicker. That's going to try and get it. He drops, so Tony should fire it through, and that should be, what, around 2? Yeah, so 2:18 is going to be the time to beat, as they will put it in. So Tony gets it in. Again, they have the 2-1 lead in this series. If the side of Infused cannot beat that 2:18 mark, they are going to be eliminated from the tournament this weekend.
Yeah, and it's not going to be an easy one, because I would very much imagine Hypergames may just turtle up just that little bit, just camp in little corners.
Yeah, I mean,
make things hard.
Yeah, don't get too crazy. You don't want to be turtling in near your base, but they can play a little bit slower at mid-map. Maybe have one player just trying to lurk, be annoying, maybe get a flag pull or 2. But we'll see how they decide to play this out. You saw Melon already really in behind the base. They're going to get a flag pull very, very quickly here. But you do see at the top of the map, Veziok is going to get one as well. We'll see who can come up with the clutch plays.
Oh,
Azox gets a huge two-piece, and this might be over. This is the cap. This is the game. If they get this one kill, that's it. That'll be all she wrote. It is going to go to Hypergames in a 3-1. They made that side look very, very easy, but that all came down to that Azox two-piece, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was about to be a stalemate, and he just absolutely crushed it.
It seems as if the flag runner really just turned things around, and he couldn't. He tried to help out his teammate cover himself, but then they both got wiped out by a really good two-piece by Azox, which wins them the game. So there you go. It is going to be Hypergames taking that one. I said our combined knowledge, we were right. There was a 3-1 in Hypergames. If anything, we were very, very right. So there you go. Hypergames take away that one. I mean,
unfortunately, for the fans of Infused out there, your team is going home. And by home, I mean they're probably going to sit here in the stands and watch the rest of the action for the weekend, possibly enjoy some Nando's. Fantastic Call of Duty to go on the rest of the time here. Hypergames, yesterday, they could not hang. They got 3-0'd with the quickness. I believe it's Denial that they played. I think I casted that match. You'd think I would know this one. But they struggled yesterday. They looked a lot better in this. Could have been a 3-0. Able to take it 3-1. Incredible play from Azox was the one that stood out for me. I thought he had big play after big play. You saw the 1v2 in the S&D. You saw him in that Hardpoint having the most captures. And then you saw him here coming up with a big game as well. The 6 defends, the 1.28 ratio. Really had a good all-around series.
Yeah, very, very well played. And, you know, in that first initial Hardpoint as well, fantastically well played, making all those kills when it needs to. But yeah, this map, very, very well played as well. Hypergames are going to walk away with that one. We'll be having another game on the Challenger stage.
I believe I saw the Strictly Business guys getting ready to warm up, so it should be their next game in the pool. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. Shouldn't be too long. We'll get you more action coming up.